Oh, hey, didn't know you were there. Today we're going to talk about a initial impression, initial review of the 72-inch tool vault from strictlytoolboxes.com. All right, so I bought this. I've only had it a couple days. I haven't actually even been able to actually use it yet, really. But this is a tool vault 72-inch toolbox with the Hutch, and I bought this from strictlytoolboxes.com. I'll put a link in there to the website in the description. But awesome company to work for, first and foremost. That's one of the biggest reasons why I bought a toolbox from them. Is customer service is just like what you would expect when you pay big money for like a toolbox. I wouldn't say this is big money compared to Snap-on. I have a Snap-on Master Series that I am getting rid of, and I got this in return to take its place. The reason I bought this all started because I wanted to buy a Hutch for my Snap-on Master Series, and they told me it was about $6 grand. Now I already paid 15-ish for the toolbox, so that would make that toolbox $21-ish thousand. And to be honest with you, I don't even love the toolbox. I don't love the color. I don't think it's worth the money. So I started looking around and I found Tool Vault, and I paid shipped $5,300 for this. Obviously there's taxes, just depends on where you live, but for me it was like $5,500 after taxes. But that was shipped. It took 6 to 7 days to get here, and that was during the Hurricane Milton. So Strictly Toolbox is located in Florida, so even with all that, I still got it within a week. And so far, I like it. One thing to note is this, if you're coming from a Master Series, this toolbox is technically deeper than a Master Series. My Master Series is 28 inches deep, and this is 30. The only thing that I was really skeptical on, and I'm still not sure if I love it, is the detent drawers. So far I don't like them. Maybe they just need to get broken in. But for like a lot of these lighter drawers that don't have a lot of weight in them, I mean, when you go to close it, you have to kind of slam it in there. So if you have a lot of tools in there that could knock over, whatever the case may be, and you slam it, it could send those sockets, tools, whatever, flying. I don't want to say it's a deal breaker. Tool Vault also offers the 84-inch, which is like the Elite, and those have a more common drawer latch mechanism, a lot like the Snap-on Epics. But I didn't need that big of a toolbox because most of the tools that I use are all in my US General tool cart. So this is really just overflow for me, and kind of a workstation, office. So, I have my monitor, I have my laptop, I have all my chargers, the flash, all the lights. I don't want to keep them there. I'm trying to figure out a better way to do it. I might buy a locker from Harbor Freight, to be honest. Get a US General 3. Black is easy color, everybody makes black, and just slap it on here. Because they're only like $400 or $500. They do offer lockers on Strictly Toolbox's website, but they are like $2,500, and I don't really need a locker that bad yet. But yeah, I mean, the Hutch is nice and sturdy and robust. I have a temporary light set up here, but let me unplug it real quick. So yeah, the Hutch is nice and sturdy. It slides out, folds down. It does say on their website that all of these keys may come mismatched, and all you have to do is just call them and they'll send you a match set. But all mine on this toolbox were matched. One thing to note, when you get the package, you have to inspect it before you sign for it. And the other thing is, because you're saving money on the toolbox, you have to do some assembly yourself. So the toolbox comes all pre-assembled and everything, top is on. The Hutch comes in a box that is, this Hutch like folds up. So you have to unbox it, unfold it, partially bolt it. And then the other part that I didn't enjoy was bolting the Hutch to the toolbox, because they don't give you a template for where you need to drill. Basically, the instructions say put the Hutch on the box, mark the holes, and drill. That's what I did. All the holes on mine were off by like quite a bit, so I had to waller all the holes. But thankfully, you don't see any of them. But that is one thing. They also doesn't. It also doesn't say in the instructions that you need to remove this top to do it. So I was drilling holes, and then as soon as I hit, the top of the box, you could feel it, and I just stopped drilling. And then I realized that there's riv nuts in the top of this toolbox that are under this bench. So there's actually a sticker on the back of this toolbox that says, please remove the top. But in the instructions for installing the top, it doesn't say anything about removing the top. So you have 2 8s that you have to get to under here that unscrew. And then this thing comes up, and then you can drill it without damaging the toolbox. So it took, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 hours from loading it off of the truck to unboxing it to assembling it. So, but you're saving a lot of money, because something compared to this from Snap-on, Cornwell, Matco is in the $20,000 range. So I think for saving 15 grand, it's well worth your 2 to 3 hours, in my opinion. I do this for a living. I work on cars for a living, so this will be getting used daily. Starting off, the toolbox is 30 inches deep by 72 inches wide. If you take a tape measure, it is literally about a 1/4 inch narrower than my old Master Series, which is down there. So for the drawer mechanisms, there's nothing under the drawer. It's just a clean channel to grab. And don't judge my socket drawer right now. I sell tool organizers, and I don't ever have time to do it for myself. So, but yeah, I mean, and the other great thing about this toolbox that I noticed immediately is the drawers. I didn't pull on this one hard enough, but the drawers come literally all the way out. All the way out, you can tell. And there's not like a massive lip. So, you don't have a giant lip like you do with, for instance, my coworker's Epic. His drawers don't pull out all the way, and when they do, he has about an inch lip right here. All the drawers are gusseted in the bottom, so they have a lot of heft. They're very sturdy. There's no flex. The detents, I think these are just what it comes with, and they feel okay for the heavy drawers, like I was saying. All the deep drawers have 2 rails on them, which is really nice. So obviously you can support a lot of weight. Some of these drawers are pretty empty right now, so I'm still kind of organizing, figuring out what I want to do. But the other thing, and it's not pertaining to all Master Series, is I like that I have 3 full width drawers instead of just 1 or 2 like I do on my Snap-on. So I can fit more stuff. One thing I can say that I do not like, though, is, for instance, like this wrench drawer, right? I normally have these in wrench organizers, but I can't, because when you put these in, you can't close it. I can do that with the Snap-on, and that's because the Snap-on is a 1/2 inch deeper. So these skinny drawers are 1.5 inches deep. So I have to design new organizers for like those XL wrenches. The other thing that I don't love compared to the Snap-on is how many deep drawers you get. On this box in particular, you only get 1 deep drawer. And the other thing is, it doesn't come with like any power tool holders or anything like that. So I have like bloatware cases in there. But I really do like the power tool holder in the Master Series, in the Epics. I know you can buy power tool holders, and that's probably what I'll do, but I just kind of wish it came with it. But again, I say 15 grand, so I can't be too complainy. Now, as far as the Hutch goes, it doesn't come with a light. I just bought this one from, I bought this from Walmart. It's not going to be permanent, it's just temporary. But the Hutch mechanism's nice. It slides out, and then it has like a detent right up here where it catches on that roller right there, and it locks it in place. It also has the typical pegboard pattern, which is 1 inch on center, which is great because, you know, you can use typical pegboard hangers if you want to. The handles are another kind of cheap part of the toolbox that I don't necessarily love. The screws that hold these in are Phillips, which I don't like, and they just don't feel very sturdy. So if you want to try to pull this thing up on a trailer or something, you can't use the handle. On my Snap-on, I can literally put a strap around the handle and it'll pull the toolbox up. With these, I wouldn't trust it. It does come with 2, which is a good thing and also kind of a bad thing because I do hang long stuff on the side of my toolbox. So one of these will probably be coming off. One upgrade compared to the Snap-on though is the casters. So this has 6 casters. They're all spring loaded. And if you look at this locking mechanism, like these things are stout, dude. These are super stout casters. And it rolls nice, it rolls smooth. Also too, both ends swivel. So this side swivels and that side swivels. Making or maneuvering this toolbox into a shop is so much easier than something like the Snap-on back there. One other thing that I did notice when I got this thing unwrapped was the top. And I've watched a lot of reviews. There's not a lot of reviews on YouTube, and that's kind of why I'm making this, but I've watched some of the reviews and some of them say that the top is, you know, super soft. It's easy to dent. And I can confirm that it is easy to dent because when I unwrap this, you can see the top's all wavy. It looks like it's been hit with hail. I mean, it's not that big of a deal for me because it's a toolbox, it's gonna get damaged. But I have banged so much stuff on the top of that Snap-on box and it is never dented or anything. I mean, scratches, sure, but it's never dented. So that is one con with this. If you like to keep your top really nice and straight and dent-free, I don't know what to tell you. They use particle board under this steel. And this isn't stainless either, it's magnetic, which I actually kind of like because it kind of secures stuff to the top. I like the stainless steel top, it looks the best, but sometimes you want magnets to just be able to be held. So, you know, when you're working on a car, you know, and you got like your ratchet here and you're just doing something on the toolbox, you can set this down and it's not going to tip because, you know, I use the magnets on here to hold it. But yeah, all in all, it is well worth the $5 grand so far. It's only been a couple days. I haven't really officially been using it yet. Oh, also too, one con slash pro, just depends on you. For me, I wanted a monitor here. That's the whole reason I wanted a Hutch, is to have a nice clean monitor setup. So it does come with this shelf that I did not put in. And the reason why is obviously I'm running a fairly large monitor. This is a 32-inch monitor, but they don't give you a lot of mounting positions for the shelf. The lowest it'll go is right here. And I would have liked it to go like right here. That way, you know, I could set like my soldering iron up here and have like a nice little perch for like tools that I don't want on the top surface. So that is another con. I wish they would add adjustments all the way down. But it is what it is. I don't really need the shelf, but it would be nice to have it. So all in all, I do think this is well worth the $5,300. Again, initial review, I haven't really used this thing day in, day out for a while. I think it's going to take a few months to see if this is a toolbox that I'm really happy that I bought, or if it's maybe something I regret. And this isn't sponsored, by the way, either. Strictly Toolbox is just a really cool company. I paid full price for it. They didn't give me anything free or anything like that. But it's nice to kind of just support a company that really cares about customer service. I called them multiple times and had multiple questions about, like, you know, detent strength and weight of the box and what kind of add-ons can I do. And am I able to buy a new drawer slide if I need, or a caster? Everything was answered like right away. And when you call, it's picked up right away by instant human, like a real human. You're not talking to some automated service. You don't have to click a bunch of buttons for, to talk to a representative. You're just talking to an employee, which is really nice. And what they told me is if you buy the toolbox before lunchtime, it ships that day, which is pretty sweet too. But yeah, so far, I mean, I think the toolbox is pretty nice. The drawer layout, I don't love. I wish it had more deeper drawers in it. But it is what it is. And the detents on the drawers, I don't know if I love yet. And then I got to figure out a way to better hold my power tools besides just laying them flat in a drawer, because I hate that. But other than that, so far, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. And I will post a, long-term review. I don't know, 6 months out. We'll see when I feel like, I'm at a good spot to make a better review. But until then, strictlytoolboxes.com, Tool Vault 72-inch with the Hutch is a pretty good deal. So right now I'm pretty happy. So until next time, thanks for watching.